Hey guys, Danny Explosion back here today, and today this is going to be an album review of the new Lamb of God album, Lamb of God 7, Sturm Drang. As you all know, this is probably one of the most anticipated albums of 2015. They released 5 singles off this album, which is the first four tracks, which is Still Echoes, Erase This, 512, Embers, and then the 6th track, which was Overlord. So I was pretty excited to hear, because the 5 songs were actually really good. So I was really excited to see what else this album has to offer. And I was excited, and the remaining 5 tracks were Footprint, Anthropoid, Delusion Pandemic, and Torches. So a little information on this album. This is their 8th album, including Burn the Priest. This is their first album right after Randy Bly's imprisonment after that whole thing where a fan died. And I don't remember where, but it's where. The lineup for this is always the same Lamb of God lineup. You got Randy Bly on vocals, Mark Morton on guitar, Willie Adler on guitar, John Campbell on bass, and Chris Adler on drums. This is off Epic Records. And in North America, it's off Epic Records, but everywhere else besides North America, it's off Nuclear Blast. Alright, let's get to the album itself. Hearing from the 5 tracks the 5 singles they released, I knew it was probably going to be pretty good. And I did notice in songs like Torches and Overlord, there has been some experimentation. But in some songs like Embers, what else? Footprint and Engage the Fear Machine. It has kind of a lot of Ashes of the Wake Sacrament type Ashes of the Wake Sacrament type guitar playing. The guitar work on this album, Mark Morton and Willie Adler did a fantastic job on this album. This album really didn't offer anything new. It wasn't that experimental. This album was just straightforward groove and just the good old Lamb of God. I felt like this album was a pretty big step up. After Resolution and Wrath. This album will definitely stand out in Lamb of God's discography. It just starts off with a fast opening track, which was I believe Still Echoes, which was the first single they released for this album. It has some, like I said, it has some experimentation in songs like Overlord, but then most bands try to close an album for example, what would be a good example? Some song, let's take this for example. Slayer's Rain in Blood. We all know the what am I doing? I shouldn't compare it to Slayer. But the closing track was an excellent closing track. Most bands try to do a really fast, and then just suddenly stop. This one with Torches, which featured Greg Puciato from the Dillinger Escape Plan, did vocals with Randy Bly, and also Randy Bly's vocals were very good. It reminded me so much they changed a little bit from Resolution. It kind of went back to like I said, the guitar work. It kind of came back to the Sacrament Ashes of the Wake period, which I really did enjoy Randy Bly's vocals on this album, but overall, I mean, like Torches was just a very good closing track, because I really like closing tracks that kind of like fade out, so I know like it just slowly drifts away and it feels awesome. But you know what? Overall, this album didn't really show us anything like new. It just showed us Lamb of God. This was a very welcoming return for Lamb of God. This was a pretty good album in my opinion, and I'd probably give this an 8.5, like an 85 out of 100, because, and this might be a contender for my top 10 albums of 2015, because this was just Lamb of God doing Lamb of God better than they did with like Resolution. I mean, this I thought was a big step up from Resolution, because to be honest, I wasn't too big of a fan on Resolution. I mean, the only song I liked off that album was Ghost Walking, and the rest were kind of like meh. But you know what? This was a very welcoming return to Lamb of God after Randy Blythe's imprisonment. I mean, the guitar work was excellent. Randy Blythe's vocals, like an Overlord, I really enjoyed his clean vocals. Those were very good, and I did a track review on Overlord if you want to check that out. You don't have to, but you know, the bass work from John Campbell was very, very good. I did enjoy the bass work. You know, Chris Adler's drums, just amazing as always. Chris Adler is an amazing drummer. I mean, John Campbell, a very talented bass player, and both Willie Adler and Mark Morton, just very talented guitar players. This was an excellent album. I mean, this was very well worth the wait for 3 years. So, this was an excellent album. It's probably a contender for my top 10 albums of 2015. So, Randy Blythe, Mark Morton, Willie Adler, Chris Adler, John Campbell, good job, guys, and welcome back, because this was an excellent album. Thank you guys for watching my album review. Like, comment, subscribe if you want, and as always, stay brutal and keep it metal.